Good morning, and welcome to Vigilant Broadcasting. The station opportunity presents Underneath the Hat with your host, author Sherri Simmons, as she discusses topics to help us all take care of ourselves underneath the hat.
Good morning, and welcome to Underneath the Hat, an affiliate of Vigilant Broadcasting and the Talk Radio and TV Network LLP. My name is Sherri Simmons, and our topic for today is going to be Dear Mama. I wanted to do a show that pay homage and tribute to those women out there that we call mom, whether it's your biological mother, your adoptive mother, a mentor, an aunt, a grandmother, an older sister, or even a best friend. We wanted to say thank you to those women out there who work tirelessly all day, every day, year in and year out, to do the best that they can by the people who God has blessed them to give them the title of mom. And I'm not a mom yet. I'm a stepmother, but I haven't had my own biological children, and I can't wait for the day when I can celebrate my very first Mother's Day. So to all of the women out there that are listening, happy Mother's Day. If you're on Facebook, you can go to Talk Radio TV Network LLP and join in and listen to the show. If you want to call in and give a shout out to your mother on this Mother's Day episode, you can call and discuss at 319-527-2634. I'm also going to start a watch party on my page, Sherri Simmons, so that you'll be able to tune in and listen to us there. I decided to do this episode because working with my students at Wentworth Elementary School in Chicago, I came up with the idea for my 8th grade class, since they'll be graduated in a couple of weeks, to do a legacy assignment. And the idea initially came from the documentary Homecoming with Beyonce. I've already seen it twice, and I love how she was able to take something that she is passionate about and loves, which is singing and dancing, and then the way she put the documentary together, where she had different quotes and songs of people and lyrics of people who inspired her and helped to build her legacy. So I decided to take this idea and bring it to my classroom. So the students' assignment was they had to find 10 songs, 10 lyrics, 10 poems, 10 pictures, something that could describe their legacy. How did they want to be remembered? They also had to come up with a tagline and a crest, because if you've seen the Homecoming documentary by Beyonce, she has a crest that she designed that exemplifies who she is. So while thinking about this assignment with the students, I realized that there have been women in my life who have helped me to create the legacy that they want to be remembered by. And so I'm going to pay homage to those women in this show today. I'm going to have people call in who are going to talk to me and help me to shed light on who these women are and why they're so important. And that first woman is my mother. Can't start off without starting with her. My mother, whom some of you have heard on the show already, is Teresa Jackson. She was 17 years old when she gave birth to me, and you think that would have stopped her from doing what she was supposed to do and what she had dreams of doing, but it didn't. She had to leave school for a couple of months in order to give birth to me, but she went back and she got her high school diploma. And then she worked a 9-to-5. I can remember clearly my mother worked downtown at Lyson & Griffin Law Firm on Adams Street. I think it was 200 West Adams. And I would see her every morning get up and go with her stockings on and her white socks and her gym shoes, and she had her heels in her bag, because anyone who has worked downtown, been downtown of Chicago, you know that it's very busy, and if you move too slow, you will get ran over. So I remember seeing her get up every morning 9 to 5 and going downtown and working so that she could provide for us. And my dad stayed home, but he worked once we went to bed. And to see her get up and do what she wanted to do and work all those years downtown, she surrounded herself with people that were where she wanted to be. And even though she had had a child at 17, it didn't stop her from doing what it was she wanted to do and still going for her dream. And from there, she went to the job where she is now, the Congregational Church of Pride Manor, where she's the administrative assistant. And she actually grew up in this church, raised us in this church. And she's been there 25, 26 years now. And since she's been there, she has gone back to college, gotten her bachelor's degree, gone back, gotten her master's degree, just finished her second master's degree. So even though she had what people would consider a slip-up or an obstacle of having a child and then ultimately having two more, my brother and my sister, it didn't stop her from doing what it was she wanted to do. And so to be able to see that every day is where part of my legacy of being self-determined comes from. I got to see that from my mother. My mother exemplified self-determination because I got to see her get up every day and do things she didn't always want to do, but she had a goal and she had a dream. And she didn't need people to push her to do it. She was motivating herself. And so I know that I could not be where I am now if it were not for her, showing me what self-motivation looks like. And also showing me what drive looks like. I now know that I have to be able to push myself. There will be times where there won't be anyone around me cheering me on. And I have to be able to tell myself to keep going, keep moving. You can do this. And I was able to see that from her. Now, I will admit, one thing about this show is I pride myself on being transparent. We have not always had the best relationship. Now, I know that's hard to believe for some people. That's your mama. You're supposed to always love your mama, and I do love my mother. But we just got to a point where we are as close as we are after going years of having issues, people coming in and out of our life, trying to break us down, split us up, from my ex-husband to her ex-husband, number two. It was just a lot that was going on. And when I really needed my mother, she was not there for me like I felt that she should have been. So that caused a rift between us. And I'll admit I was yearning for a relationship with her. It would hurt my feelings to see women having relationships with their mothers and going places with their mothers and hanging out with their mothers, and I wasn't able to do it. And so I prayed often that we would get to the place where we are now. And God heard my prayers. And he allowed for us to rebuild our relationship, to accept each other for where we are now, to not try to change each other based on how we felt the other should have handled a situation. We were there for one another. And I also learned from her about forgiveness. I was able to move past some of the things that I felt she should have done differently that she didn't do. And I also learned that through my own trials and tribulations as an adult and as a wife, I gained compassion for my mother because I was able to get inside at some point in my life, to step inside her shoes and to understand why she did some of the things she did, especially as a wife. Things I didn't understand as a child, from the outside looking in, I was able to understand better once God placed me in that situation. So even though it took us a while to get to the point to where we are now, I appreciate her more because of the time we had apart, and which allowed for me to reflect on the things that I checked the things that I saw, the decisions that I made. Ultimately, I was reliving my mother's life, but getting an idea of who she was and why she moved and did the way that she did things. So I will always be grateful to Teresa for instilling in me self-worth, self-determination, and drive for me to be on this radio show, be the author of a book, be a founder of a mentor program for young girls, be a wife and an educator, and to do all the things that I want to do regardless of the obstacles that I may face. I've been because of what I saw her push through in spite of. So I'm just glad that we are finally at the point where we can do what it is that we need to do and have the relationship that I've always been yearning for. We actually just hung out on, what was that, Thursday? I took her and my sister out. My sister's birthday is May 12th, which falls on Mother's Day. So I took my sister and my mother out, and we went to Hooters, and we were laughing and joking and talking about each other and just having fun. And I love the fact now that we are at the point to where we can do that. And I was watching the show The Real yesterday, and they asked the question of, is there anything off limits that you can't talk to your mom about? And I can honestly say that there have been some moments where I'm like, I don't know if I should be talking to her about this. But I feel comfortable having a conversation with her about certain things. But out of respect, there are certain things I won't say or talk about with my mom. But I'm just glad that we have the relationship now where I can even be in the same room with her and feel like I'm not being judged, that we can actually have a conversation. There are no ill feelings. I'm not looking at her with one eye wondering, what is she thinking? What is she going to say? Should I tell her this? Hoping for the worst. Now I can be in the presence of my mom and know that she has my back. And she has my back so much so that my program, Young Ladies at All Times, she's actually on my board of directors. Now, that says a lot when anybody believes in your dreams enough to come on board and help you by any means necessary. So to have my mother there, supporting me, taking notes, being there when I needed to be there, going with me with the girls. We actually went bowling in March. I took all 15 of my girls bowling, and she came to help me supervise the girls, and even came in last week, I believe, to speak to them because she's actually a minister. And that's what her second master's is in. She came and spoke to the girls because one of the girls wanted to be a minister, and she came and spoke to the girls. She brought her robes. She had made PowerPoints for. So it feels good to be able to have my mom there to share in my hopes and dreams and goals and be there to take that ride with me. And I am truly blessed to be able to have her in my life. I know that when God does bless me with a child, that she's going to be there to spoil the child, and that I'll have someone that I can trust to watch the baby and be able to help to raise my children the same way that she raised me. Even some of the bad things, negative things that I felt had been done, I ultimately became stronger because of them. And so I just want to wish my mother a very happy Mother's Day. I love you very much. I am the woman that I am because of you. Thank you for instilling in me self-determination, drive, consistency, compassion, and being able to continue to go through life knowing what my goals are and not taking my eye off the prize, regardless of what obstacles, trials, or tribulations may come against me. So for those of you that may be out there listening, you can call in at 319-527-2634. Share with us your story about your mom or someone in your family that you feel has been there for you through thick and through thin, has served as a mother figure for you. Call in and share with us your story. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back. I'll share with you another person in my life who has made me into the person that I am and has helped to build my legacy. So this is Underneath the Hat, and we'll see you back in a few.
Welcome back to Underneath the Hat with your host, author Sherri Simmons.
Hello, welcome back to Underneath the Hat, an affiliate of Vigilant Broadcasting and the Talk Radio and TV Network, LLP. I'm your host, Sherri Simmons, and our topic for today is Dear Mama. It's our Mother's Day tribute episode. If you're on Facebook, you can check us out now live at Talk Radio TV Network, LLP. Or you can go to my page, Sherri Simmons, and I've started a watch party. If you want to call in and discuss, give a shout-out to your mom, you can call at 319-527-2634. So before we went on break, I was speaking about my mother, Teresa Jackson, and the things that I have learned from her, the drive and the self-determination and the compassion that I have received from her that has allowed for me to push on a little bit further and to endure all of the things that life can throw at you. And so now I want to speak about my grandmother, Lucille. I laugh when I talk about my grandma because she is something else. I would say out of my legacy, I have learned from her to be consistent and always keep smiling. Consistency from Lucille. So my grandmother is Lucille Yates Boyd Clark. Those are all of her names. And she has been the rock of my father's side, the patriarch of their side for a very long time. The matriarch of my father's side for a very long time. She is the love of my life. I can call my grandma Lou for anything in the world, and she will be there. That's what I mean by the word consistent. And the same thing that she says to one grandchild, she says it to the other. She has 6 children, 1 girl, 5 boys. My dad is her second one. My grandmother has children when she had my Uncle Jeff when she was 16 years old. And every year it seemed like she had another child. But she continued to go through and do what it is that she needed to do, and she raised all 6 children with the help of her husband now, Bob Clark, and all of her friends and family stepping in to help. But she has raised 6 people who have gone through different paths in their lives. But one thing about it they can say about their mother, my grandma, is that she's been very consistent. I remember the first and last time I got a whooping from my grandmother. And I know some people out there, well, no, you shouldn't whoop kids. Yes, you should. And I'm an educator, and I thank God every day for the whoopings that I got, the punishments that I got, because if it were not for them, I don't know where I would be. And so I have seen the effects of not punishing children from working with Chicago Public Schools, and I can say that it was definitely needed for me then. The one first and only time that I ever got punished by my grandmother, I had a little potty mouth. I mean, I got it honestly. Everybody in the house cussed. So all of us were playing. I had to be 7, 8, 9 years old, and we were all at my grandmother's house. She lived at 4946 South State Street in the projects. I think it was the Robert Taylor. And she lived on the 7th floor, and she was the candy lady. So my grandmother would have us help her to sell candy in her apartment. So that is why I'm so good at math. I can do mental math very quickly. Some people call me baby genius because of my grandmother. And so because of her, I am good at math, but I also learned about how to be consistent. She's one of those people, I do what I say I'm going to do. And her rule was you don't curse. It's you stay in a child's place. And I stepped out of my place and cursed, and one of my cousins told on me. And my grandmother, she was a little extra. She washed my mouth out with soap. And then I had to get a whooping in my Uncle Freddie's room. Now, those of you who are old enough to know who this person is, who Freddy Krueger is from Nightmare on Elm Street, he had a stupid life-size poster on his wall of Freddy Krueger. So after she washed my mouth out with soap, she then gave me a whooping in the room with Freddy Krueger at 8 years old and told me to go to sleep. So I'm already traumatized because I'm the oldest grandchild. It's about 9, 10 of us. I'm the oldest grandchild. I done got told on by one of the little younger cousins. I'm in here with soap in my mouth, and I done got a whooping. Now you want me to sleep here with Freddy Krueger? I was traumatized. And I never, ever cursed in my grandmother's presence again because of that. And I thank her for it to that day. And one thing about Lucille, she is consistent. The same thing she does for one, she does for the other. Now, you know, she's a grandmother. So, you know, everybody likes to go to Grandma's house. Grandma's house was lit, as they say today. Grandma's house was lit. So we would go to my grandmother's house on, I think we would go on Saturdays, and we would spend all night and all day with Grandma. So Grandma would get all of the cousins together. Some of my cousins live with her, but we would come over, and Saturday afternoon we would go. Was it Friday? I think it was Friday. So we would come over Friday night, and we would play around with them, with the cousins, and then Saturday my grandmother would stay up all night, and she wouldn't get up to noon. Okay, Lucille wouldn't get up to noon. But Lucille had a rule. The rule was if I get up and make you if you want to eat real breakfast, you have to wait until I get up, which is noon. And so, but kids our age, we getting up at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to stop this story because there's someone who can add to this. And so I'm going to have him come on in. Andrew, are you there?
Yes, I am, and you're not telling the story right.
Oh, sorry, Dad. So everyone, this is my father, Andrew. This is the second oldest of my grandmother, Lucille. So you tell your version, Dad, because this is different for me.
I don't know. I just came in, so I came in at the end about this Saturday's. I don't remember.
Now, did we go over there on Fridays? Did we go over to Grandma's house on Fridays? Because I remember us being there Saturday night because we were watching The Awakening.
Ooh, that was so long ago.
But did you take us over? Did you take us on? Did we stay the whole weekend, or did we just come on early Saturday and stay till Sunday?
No, y'all stayed the whole weekend.
Okay, so I was telling them how she wouldn't get up to noon, and in order to get real breakfast, eggs, bacon, grits, we had to wait till Grandma got up at noon. But if we wanted to eat,
that was for y'all. Though. I'm gonna talk about how.
But y'all was sweet too. So how was it for you?
Due to the Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day, ladies and men. But there's one thing my mother taught us as men. It was 5 boys and 1 girl. First of all, to protect our sister.
Yeah.
The second thing about never disrespect women. And then after that, it was not in the exact order as I repeated. Cook, wash, sew, iron. And as a man, as a boy at the time, I used to ask my mom, why are you teaching us these things? And not so much as why, but I wondered why. Why do we need to learn how to cook? Why do we need to learn how to iron, wash our clothes, sew our pants when they bust? And I was the question man. So I asked her.
You still are.
And she told me, just in case you get a woman or a wife, you don't have to depend on them for that. So she taught each one of us as men, as boys, we were boys. She taught each one of us as boys how to do those things. Every one of us individually. It wasn't a group thing. It was individually. And today, 57 years later, I thank her every time I turn the eye on in my stove, every time I iron my clothes, every time I don't sew because I'm kind of blind in one eye now and I can't see, I can't thread the needle. But other than that, I thank her for putting me on the path to taking care of myself and holding myself down, just in case I have to do it alone. And I find myself lately saying it a lot, that I don't need no woman to cook for me. I love to eat different foods, but that's one thing for sure. Mama taught me how to cook. And I love to cook, but it's ironic how my mother had 5 boys and 1 girl. Her sister had 4 girls and 1 boy. And how opposite attracts. And that was very ironic. We found that fascinating. You talked about how the cousins were always around when we were growing up. Yeah. We grew up around each other as a family, you know. And that's what I think is one of the issues that's going on in the world now. How there's no family bond. You got cousins who don't know that this is their cousin.
Right.
And family members, how they I remember red light, green light.
Mm-hmm.
I remember rock, paper, scissors.
Yep.
Sitting on the steps because at a certain time when the street lights hadn't came on, but they were about to. They had came on,
right.
but it was very dim. But we all had to be in front of the house, and we would find interesting things. And
did you all used to play the game with the rock in your hand, and if you were sitting on the stairs and you guessed which rock hand it was in, you moved up?
Move up one. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God. Mr. Freeze. 1, 2, 3, freeze.
Yeah.
Used to have talent shows.
Yeah.
We used to play I forgot the name of the game that we used to play. It was an obstacle course that we would build in the house. You have to go in the kitchen, drink a cup of water, sing happy birthday.
Oh my God.
Go in the bathroom. These are just examples, but some of it was a game. And whoever could do it the fastest will win. And we were playing for now laters.
Grandma did the same thing with us.
Yeah.
So she would line all the cousins up, and if you could pick the right color, red or black, you got an annihilator. And we kept going till all the annihilators were gone. Yep. And that's what I was telling them. I said we loved. Yeah, go ahead.
I was reading on Facebook this morning, a cousin of mine, Carmela, and she was talking about, and I've been seeing it a lot on Facebook, Elmer's old-fashioned lunchroom cookies. And out of the blue, it came to my mind, and I said, well, I'm as old as 9 now laters being in the pack instead of 5.
Okay.
So, yeah, and they were a dime, 10 cents for 9 now laters. It really meant buy some now. Eat some now, save some for later.
Yeah.
That's what it says on the pack right now. Eat some now, save some for later. That's why they call now and later. It's not now laters. It's now and later. And it's funny. I still eat it today.
But it's only 5 in the pack.
I work the night shift. I get off at 2, and I have me 2 or 3 packs. But there's it's only 5 in the pack. And I still eat meat now laters. People come to me at work and like, give me some candy, Andrew. Give me some candy, Andrew. And it's always now laters. And it's funny how a lot of the old things are coming back, and as an older man, I remember a lot of the things. I remember the bell bottoms, the dickies that we used to wear to make it seem like we had a turtleneck on. And it's just, it's funny how the world goes around in a circle, after we, endless years. A lot of things are coming back. I never.
Now you mentioned this talent show, and I've heard a lot of stories. What was your go-to song, Daddy? At these family talent shows.
I was an Al Green man. I sung Al Green. We had a sister, and we used to laugh and tease her because she was stuck on this song. She would go in that bathroom and get dressed, comb her little hair, and come out of there talking about, if it don't fit, don't force it. Just relax and let it go.
And let it go.
We would laugh. We just sit there and look at each other because we know that's what my sister was going to say.
Oh, God.
And we used to let her win because Mama used to make her win because we would laugh at her. So she would win occasionally. But it was so funny how the family unit was involved around the mother at the time.
Yeah.
We talk about there's so many issues that's put in this world about I wasn't raised by my father. My father was absent. My father wasn't in the house, but he wasn't absent. We used to, I remember sitting in the window with my little brother, counting the cars. You got the red ones, I got the blue ones, until Daddy come. And sometimes he didn't come. You know what I'm saying? And my mama never talked bad about him. She never, y'all get out that window because your daddy ain't coming. How women today, mothers today, criticize their child's father in front of them. Oh, he ain't he ain't nothing, he ain't gonna never be nothing. No. We didn't hear that. We didn't, she would do it privately with us.
Yeah.
But it was never nothing negative. It was never nothing negative. And as we got older, she would tell us, well, you're going to have to learn on your own. You're going to have to figure things out on your own. But I just don't be sitting in that window crying. Because your daddy said he coming to get y'all.
And that was one thing I said before you called about Grandma, is that she was consistent. Like, she allowed for you to make mistakes. She allowed for you to have fun and stay in your place. She let kids stay in their place. I'm 36 years old, and I'm finding out stuff now that was going on right under my nose when I was a kid. But because I was a child, it wasn't my place to know that. And like you said, now kids are grown. They having conversations. They sit in a room with adults. I'm looking at kids like, why are you still in this room? Because I know Lucille would have sent us out a long time ago.
Yeah. I remember, because my mom, as kids, we not only hung out with our cousins, but my mom hung out with their mothers.
Yeah.
We were all living with each other. Cousins. We stayed in a 2-flat building, a 3-flat building, and we had cousins on each floor. We stayed on the second floor. Callie and them stayed on the third floor. And Hattie and them stayed on the first floor. It was up, and then across the street or down the street or around the corner, we had another cousin stayed there. And it was, and when they came over, how kids are so now. They want to listen to everything that they're saying. All of a sudden, you want to read a book when 2 or 3 adults is in the front room talking.
Right.
And you can sit there and watch that person for an hour. Grab that book, ask them what's one of the characters' name in that book, and they don't know nothing. But you can ask them what you just talked about for the last 20 minutes, and they'll know everything.
Exactly.
Our mama didn't play that. She'll see us, boy. She'll see that eye cut up. That eye cut up every now and then up there to that conversation, and she'll walk over there real slow, like and still talking at the same time, and bust us up in our lip.
Pop you. Yes, Lord. Yeah. I tell my students all the time, have you tasted your own blood before? They don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. They don't know nothing about getting washed out for cursing. I talked about that too. The one time she washed my mouth out because I was cussing, and I had to sleep in that Freddy Krueger room that Freddy had. After I got my butt whooped.
And I'd just like to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom. She's not in Chicago. She's in Jackson, Illinois. And it's funny how the last week or two, I've been calling her like every day or every other day, just to call and say, "Mom, I love you." And I was the sensitive child. So the first time I called her 2 days in a row, okay, man, which is what she called me. What you did? You doing something you ain't got no business. Because you sharing a whole lot of love. And I was like, can't I just call? And she said, man, I could just talk to you. and I know what's really on your mind. Those are the mothers that we today.
Yes,
the
Lord.
ones that can hear the hurt in that child's voice when he talks to them on the phone. She don't have to be near me to know that I'm hurting, or that she don't need to be in front of me to see that I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? She even told me, she was like, I could tell it by your voice when something is really bothering you. You know, just by like you say, when you call and you say, yeah, because...
And that comes from, like you said, having those relationships, spending all that time with each other. Yep.
Yeah, that's a real mother knows their child. You know, that's where we are falling short, audience. Yeah. And this is about Mother's Day, so I'm not going to talk about the daddies. But the mothers, because I was raised by a great mom. You know, we were poor. We ate beans and beans and beans. And if it was anything left over, we'll have soccer-tosh. Mama used to call it soccer-tosh.
Yeah,
that's when you just go in the refrigerator and mix it up. And I was talking about this a couple of days ago to somebody, how, you know, kids, we were slick or thought we were slick as kids too. Well, you see kids being slick. Well, these kids think I wasn't no kid. And they could just get away, get over on me. But we used to eat beans, and my mom used to sit us in the kitchen. We ate as a family.
Yeah.
It ain't no, you come in from outside and go get you something to eat. No, Mama fixed our plate. We all sat at the table, and we ate. And if you didn't
to clean
eat,
that plate too.
Yes.
Yep.
And I remember how we used to get those little plastic cups that you couldn't see through. And we used to fill them up with water. No, we used to fill them up halfway up with water. And we'll put them beans in our mouth and act like we're chewing them. Then, now I got to have a drink. And we've been to put them beans in that little cup. Before the meal was over, half of the beans is in the cup. Now, we still can't throw this cup we can't pour this cup of food that we done put in this cup in the garbage. Because Mama know, because after Mama finished eating, Mama going back in the front and eat her little starch that she used to eat. Used to love her some starch. And used to, she used to come in there and check on us. Oh, you gonna let them get cold now. You gonna eat them just like that.
Yep.
Everybody eat. You know, I remember I had a friend, Michael Peak.
Oh God,
big
not
guy.
Michael.
Yes, he's a big guy, and he used to love my mama bean, and I used to love to invite him over for dinner. Because I know when Mama go in there in that front when she finished, Michael P. gonna eat everybody beans that's left on there. All you got to do. I love me some Michael P. when we had beans. I would call him. Well, we couldn't call because we didn't have cell phones in those days.
No.
But he stayed around the corner. I used to run over there and get him. Mike, we having beans for dinner tonight. And he's like, ask your mama, can I come over and eat? And he was a real nice guy. But it's funny how even as kids, children that's not even yours know you well. I remember my mom was pregnant with my baby brother. And no one knew my mom was pregnant but Michael Peak. Now, Michael Peak was a classmate of mine. And 3rd, 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah.
And he used to always come to me and say, hey, Andrew, your mom can have a baby. And I never even told my mom. I'm like, man, you crazy. And this is how things happened back in the days. My mother complained to her doctor that she didn't want to have any more kids. She had 5 kids. 5 kids. And she had told her doctor that my mother kind of stayed in the hospital because of high blood pressure and was taking a lot of medication. And see, back in the days, things you share with your doctor had to make a lot of decisions on their own on what to do to just probably, I don't know, I didn't understand it, but to keep you sane.
Right.
So for some reason, he decided not to tell my mom she was pregnant. And
what?
Believe it or not, 9 months later, or however many months it was, we never know, my mom was playing cards with her cousin. All of them were over. And she went in the bathroom and had a baby. And that is so
she had passed
crazy
out, so she didn't know until she came to that Freddie was there.
Because I was a mama's boy. I was a mama's boy, and I followed my mama. When she went in the bathroom, I was sitting right there by the door. You know, I was one of them ones that I didn't go in the front because I knew what I would get if I went in the front to listen to the conversation. So I'd be in the hallway somewhere. But I was very nosy, which I'm probably nosy now.
You are now.
And yeah, I know. And I get it from my mom. So it's just so many things now that I'm glad that I was able to raise my children the way I was raised. You know, I instilled in my children a lot of the I don't even know what word to use, but the values,
characteristics, qualities,
yeah, that were put in me, I put in my kids. I've always kept it real with my kids.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
There's certain things I know I probably can't say on the radio, but I'm not going to sit down and talk to my kids about, and they'll tell you, I didn't talk to my kids about no birds and bees. Birds fly, bees sting. And I kept it real. Tell them what it is before you talk about a bird and the bee, and then they go to school and their friends get talking about PUSSY and DICKs.
Vaginas and penises.
That's what I'm talking about. So I kept it real.
And that is exactly one characteristic we got from Grandma.
Yes, their mother used to just, you gotta say it like that, don't you? Yes, yeah. Because when I talk about birds and bees, and then they go to school, and then their friends talking about putting a little finger through a hole or something, and stuff we used to do. Then they go, why you gonna confuse? I'm not gonna confuse my child. I'm gonna keep it real with them. You know, I told them about how the men only wanted one thing, and after they got it, they was gone.
And we definitely appreciate
I had girls too.
That.
I had girls and a boy. So why wouldn't I instill? I knew more things about women because of me going to school at Dunbar Vocational High and taking business because I just like being around pretty women. And them women of the Decker Club in the class of 81 took care of Andrew. I was the only man in the class.
Well, then we're going to stop there because you about to tell all your business. And we're going to have to do like a part 2.
Happy. Yeah. See?
When I give you the mic, Lois.
I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to all. And a special Mother's Day to Lucille Clark, my mom.
Yes.
And I
Happy
hope
Mother's Day, Grandma. I'm going to make sure she hears this, but right now I got to get off because now it's time to talk about Leo. Okay?
Okay.
He goes on
all right.
hold.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Leia. All right, so that's my father, and as you can see, once you give him a mic, he won't stop. So now I want to talk about my very best friend, but I'm going to bring her son in to help me talk about it. Pedro, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you?
I'm good, and I'm going to cut you out when the show is over, but I love you anyway.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh. Okay. So, today is Mother's Day. Thank you. And we're honoring, I've been talking about different women in my life that have helped me to be the person that I am. And so I could not have this show without talking about Lily and Peyton.
Absolutely.
So this is Leroy, her son. He's my cousin, second cousin, but he's like a big brother to me. So what would you say is something that you learned from your mother while she was here that you still carry with you today?
Gotta be tough. You gotta be tough to make it out here. You know, be respectful, carry yourself like a man's supposed to, because the way you carry yourself is the type of people that you will meet in your life.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was tough. Mom was tough, and you know mom was tough.
Yeah.
You know, she wasn't one of those affectionate type women, but she loved me to death. She supported me in everything I did. Got on my butt when it was necessary. Whooped that butt when it was necessary.
Amen.
But you know what? I'm grateful because I really appreciate it because my mom kept me on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
You know, mom really kept me on the straight and narrow. You know, and she said, like I say, the most important thing for me though, mom supported me. My basketball games, my baseball games, she was always there, and we'll snap out on the referees or the umpires. That was mom. You know, and that was mom, and I love her for it. I love her for it, and I miss her every single day. I even think, like I told a lady the other day, for example, I went to the store and I seen her. I walked in the store and I seen her coming behind me, so I turned around, ran back, and opened up the door. So she's like, "Oh, thank you, not to do that." I said, "Oh no," I say, "Man, my mother come out the heavens, or one of her hands will slap me upside the head. Why you open that door for that woman?" She taught me how to be a gentleman.
Yes, and even though you were her only child, I was like her daughter. And
no, there's no
loved me to death. Oh my God, I was her daughter, even though she was my great aunt. I was very spoiled by Lily. And so I would come over, what was it, every weekend? Every other weekend? Yeah,
no,
so I would come over. And Liam likes one thing I learned from Liam is to enjoy life. She didn't care who was coming over. If it was stuff she liked to do, when she did it, she was going to do. Now, she might change her schedule, but it was going to get done. So she believed in taking care of herself and doing things that she liked to do. So that is definitely something that I have inherited from her, to not let what other people do or don't do stop you from what you want to do, to live your best life, because you never know when things might turn and shift and you're not here anymore. So that's why I do the things that I do, go on a vacation, buy different things that I do, because I got that from her.
Right.
So when I would come over, she knew that I loved ice cream. So she would send me on out the house, so she could get herself together for me being in the house. I ain't going to tell all the business now. But she would send me out in order for her to get her fix. And then that's why I'm in love with chocolate chip ice cream.
Right.
But
and one thing that mom also left on me, was how to treat women. She taught me how to treat a woman, because I was raised by a woman. My father was in my life. I love my dad. Pops, I love you. But mom taught me how to treat a woman, how to carry myself. I remember when I was a kid, I walked with her to the store one day as a kid, and I had her, she was on the outside. She looked at me. She said, "Hey, are you selling me or something?" I'm like, "No." She said, "Well, I'm supposed to be on the inside. You never let a woman walk on the outside. You always walk on the inside." And 2 weeks ago, I told this young man coming down my street, I said, "Hey, young man, your woman, that's your woman, that's your girlfriend?" He said, "Yes, it is." I said, "Well, you make sure she walks on the inside. Your woman there walks on the outside." I get that from mama.
Yep.
You know?
A lot of people don't know that that's what they do. They have prostitutes on the outside of the street because they sell them.
Absolutely.
But if you're protecting your woman, then she should be on the inside. And then if a car comes and accidentally hits her, you don't want her to be hit instead of you. So the man is supposed to be on the outside and the woman on the inside. See, we're teaching them something today. Yep. But I could not have this show without speaking about her. I miss her every day. She was my protector.
And so do I.
Like when my mother was acting a fool and I didn't want to be around her, I'm calling Leah.
Yes,
and Leah would come and get me, no questions asked. Now, she did check me a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt protected. I felt like I could be myself. We had fun. We did things. I got to go out and do activities that I normally wouldn't do because I had my brother and my sister. It was no such thing as, this costs too much. I was doing things with Leo, experiencing life that I wasn't able to experience at home. And she was my refuge. So when she left when she did, it was like, okay. But to know that I have a guardian angel up there, I truly believe that a lot of the stuff that I've been able to do is because I got her watching me up there.
That's right. That's right.
So,
baby, don't leave me out because you used to don't leave me out now because you used to be with me too.
Yeah, I used to be with you too. I was his choreographer. So whenever he was getting ready to go out to the club, I would be at the ironing board teaching him all the new dance steps because he just had to act younger than he was. So I was the one teaching him all the dance steps so he could show them out at the club. Thank you very much. Because some people don't think I know how to dance.
I got to give you your love and respect. If it wasn't for you, I would have knew all those dances.
That's what I'm saying.
Except for the stepping part.
No, I'm still trying to figure that out. Still trying to get that together.
That's right.
But all the other ones, I helped you out. So I want to thank you for sharing your mother because you didn't have to.
No, absolutely. I was for you because anything, I'd ride or die for you. So, great.
All the time.
You know that. Well, I love you, baby. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers around the world.
Thanks for calling in. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Love you, cuz.
Love you, too.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. All right. So I want to thank all of my callers for calling in, to my dad for talking with me about my grandmother, Lucille, and to Leroy, a.k.a. Pedro, who called in to talk about my heart, Lillian, who's not here with us, but she's here in spirit. And, again, I want to wish my mother, Teresa Jackson, a happy Mother's Day, and to all of you women out there who are sacrificing and grinding and hustling to make sure that your family is taken care of, we at Underneath the Hat salute you. I want to let you all know about our upcoming event. On the page, you will see that I have an upcoming event for my mentoring program, Young Ladies at All Times. We're having a sundresses and hats luncheon. This will be our end-of-the-year activity for the girls where we honor them, recognize them, and we celebrate them. And it's also going to be my 37th birthday party celebration. So tickets are $25. I will share the link on both of my pages so that you can go to Eventbrite to get the ticket. It's at eventbrite.com under Young Ladies at All Times. If you can't make it, you can donate, and all proceeds from this program, from this luncheon, will go directly to the girls so we can start our 2019-2020 year off right. You can also check out my book, Underneath the Hat, on Amazon.com or wherever books are sold. My YouTube channel, Underneath the Hat, web series. Subscribe, like it. I still have the episode on love and marriage with myself, my husband, and the Taylors, talking about the ins and outs of being married and how to keep your marriage strong. Check that out. You can find me on my website, SherriSimmons.com. Also on Facebook and Instagram at Underneath the Hat, at Young Ladies at All Times, at Sherri Simmons. Next week's show, we will be talking about religion versus relationships with Prophetess Goldman and Minister Tawana Adams. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Again, happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers. Thank you for being who you are. and continue to be who you are. This is Underneath the Hat, an affiliate of Vigilant Broadcasting and the Talk Radio and TV Network, LLP. My name is Sherri Simmons, and remember to take care of yourself underneath the hat.
Thank you for tuning in to Underneath the Hat radio show. We will see you here again next Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time. Follow Sherri on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Underneath the Hat, and visit her website, sherrisimmons.com. Always remember to take care of yourself underneath the hat. See you next week.